Want to let the listeners know that BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football.
That's right. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games.
Did you not want to do the voice?
No, I did not.
Okay, that's fine. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at a weekly prizes and a share of $200,000.
When the game's over. I don't think that'll slide. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games.
Head to the website today and get in on the action. Football.
Bet Online. The game starts here. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for listening to the Dumb Dad Podcast. My name is Kevin, and I'm a dumb dad.
Hey, everybody. My name is Evan, and I'm a dumb dad. And on today's episode, Kevin reminds us that location is quite important.
Evan not learns on this podcast, but is afraid on this podcast that Lego Batman will come for him if he commits crime.
I'm the Darkest Knight.
Before we get started, though, guys, just want to let you know, as of this recording coming out, our show is tomorrow, October 2nd, in Los Angeles at Dynasty Typewriter. So get your tickets. Come on out. I don't know if it'll be sold out by the time that by the time of this recording gets released, but go on the website. The link is in the show notes. Link's in our bio to get tickets. Dynasty Typewriter. It's at 7:30. If your kids go to school at LAUSD, if they're public school kids, they don't have school the next day.
That's
so
right. Just
you don't
leave
have to
them
worry
at home
about
and come to the show.
You don't have to worry about being at school night. Come on out. We hope you can make it. It's a really exciting show. We're really excited to do it here in LA. And hopefully we will see you there. Cheers.
Cheers, my friend. My old school compadre. Boy, that's crazy. Doesn't it seem like that's...
I have an old school shirt with the Super Nintendo remote, and the amount of people that tell me...
Well, it's a ripoff.
For me, it was...
It doesn't say Super Nintendo on there. It's just a ripoff. They probably got sued. That's a contraband T-shirt you're wearing.
I didn't make it. I just paid them to make more. I just help them make more. But my daughter has one that has the Nintendo Switch on it, and hers says New School.
Oh, that's cute.
It's fun. But the amount of
That's cute.
people that I see that are just like, oh, for me, it was a regular Nintendo. I was like, no, it was until it wasn't, though. For all of us, it was regular Nintendo.
That controller is 25 years old.
I know.
What do they mean? Like, for me, it was.
I think
for you.
I think they mean because like, I think they're a stat like saying their first remote. Oh, for me, it was like, yeah, for all of us, it was the Nintendo, and we all enjoyed it, and we still like to go back and play one or two of those games.
Was it the first one you got?
But none of us are
was Nintendo Entertainment System. Was it the first? Did you have that system?
We had that system, and my grandmother had an Atari, so we played that a lot.
Your grandma was a gamer. She was streaming on her channel.
She was just ripping butts and placing bets, man. She would take our lunch money constantly.
And Pong.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo Entertainment System. I remember we got that at Christmas. I'm not 100% sure we knew exactly what it was.
Which one? The first one?
Yeah, Nintendo Entertainment. I remember getting it at Christmas, opening up and thinking like, this is awesome. I've kind of
Nobody knew
like
what
I've
it was.
Heard of it.
It was crazy.
It's crazy. And then you get to playing it. It was like, whoa, this is like
the best.
Super fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it really took off. Super Nintendo was like...
That's what I mean. I'm glad this is a
crazy.
Super Nintendo remote. As much as I like original NES, Super Nintendo was when it was like, that was a huge jump.
Well, because you had something to compare it to.
Yeah, you had Sega.
And I never really played Atari or whatever. Well, no, I mean, like, if you had Nintendo Entertainment System, Super Nintendo was like, whoa, this is so much better than Nintendo
Sure.
Entertainment System, right?
Sure.
And I kind of went the Nintendo route when I was a kid. I had Nintendo and then Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64. I went that route. I never had a Sega Genesis. My friends did. I went over to their house and played it. But like, but I went the Nintendo route.
But I guess I mean Super Nintendo is kind of where they also found their legs. Like they had some wins. I had Duck Hunt and Mario, and there were some other ones. But like,
yeah,
they had some serious misses for a first time system. It was like E.T. You know that story?
I don't know if I know the story. I know the game sucked.
E.T. was such a bad game that Nintendo got every copy of it and buried them. They got back every copy they could and buried it.
If that's true.
They obviously didn't get every copy because somebody was just like, You're burying them all? Yeah, I'll hold on to mine.
Yeah. I'll take a page out of my dad's
baseball
Mickey
card
Mantle rookie card story, and I think I'll hang on.
You're burying all of it? Yeah. I think
buried them?
Yeah, they buried them.
What a weird thing to do.
I think they were just so embarrassed.
That's a massive technology company. But even like, let's bury it. Like,
but even Legend of Zelda,
melt them? What are we doing here? What are we talking about?
No, they made a beautiful town on top of it. They didn't. You know what's crazy? Like first Zelda, though, like even that one, be blasphemy to make fun of Zelda. But like the first Zelda is chaos. There's no rules. You can literally go from the beginning of the game to the end of the game and get just mopped by Ganon.
Yeah.
It's not like now where like super nerds can start Breath of the Wild and go straight to Ganon and actually win. Mm-hmm. It's like, no, you needed like 17 things, but somehow they'll let you in because the game had no real map.
The first time I ever really got into Zelda was
64?
Playing on 64. Yeah. Ocarina of Time or something like that.
Ocarina of
Time
was the
which
best.
I liked. I love that game. But like the golden cartridge, people play it on NES or whatever. Like I never really understood those games, and that didn't hook me. Like the bird's eye view, up and down kind of thing, like
scroll mapping.
Yeah, scroll mapping. That never hooked me. So then, and I feel like a lot of people that went from that to like, that was like a stopgap between that and like RPG games maybe, where it's like, and my friends would play like Final Fantasy. It's the coolest game in the world. I go to their house and play Final Fantasy, and it's like you select what to do and then you watch it happen. And I was like,
I hate it.
What?
I hate RPGs.
I'd rather do it.
This is a hot take, but I remember I hated RPGs, and I remember, me being a big Lord of the Rings fan.
Yeah.
I remember if somebody got it for me. I think somebody got it for me on like the Wii was like a Lord of the Rings RPG, and I was like, "Let's go, let's do this."
Yeah,
I'll try it. I love Lord of the Rings, and I played, and it's exactly what it is. It's like Fires of Arnor.
Yeah, and then it happens, and the guy goes, and then you sit back and can't do anything while they
or he walks up and goes, miss. And goes back to his spot. Like that's the funniest thing about RPGs.
It's like,
is they're just like, darn, it's his turn to stab me in the face.
I know, like none of it made sense to me at all. It's like
so dumb. I hate RPGs so much.
I never understood them.
Still a hot take. And there's some people there's some diehard RPG
That's
fans.
Fine. That's totally fine. There's everyone has their own cup of tea. No matter how gross it is, and you still drink it.
Coffee, please.
Yeah.
Let's get into parenting. On this parenting podcast.
I'll get into a small little rant. And this is not like the first time anyone said this or whatever, but I thought of this tonight. I drove over here to do our podcast, and your neighbors got Halloween blow-up stuff all over their yard.
Okay.
I just don't understand. Like, it's not even October, man.
Oh, God.
I don't get it. Tell me, though. I don't get it. I don't get RPGs. I don't understand. October is like for celebrating Halloween because it's like one day. And like there's one of these things where it's like, man, we spend the whole month like decorating for Halloween and it's one day, which seems dumb because we do the same thing for Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, you kind of like celebrate the whole month of December for one day. So it's not so far away from that. But I don't understand like it's September 24th.
Okay.
I don't understand. I understand like we're so far away from it. And here's the same thing. I will say, I'm going to let you tear me down.
Okay.
But let me say one more thing.
Yes.
I still do not listen to Christmas music until after Thanksgiving. So I kind of like to live in the moment, celebrate the thing that's now. Now I know there's nothing between now and Halloween.
There we go.
But the rest of September is
two things. One small one, and that is that the people listening to this podcast comes out on October 1st, so doesn't really work for your argument.
Today, the time of recording, okay?
Podcast goes live October 1st.
Your neighbor has like a bunch of Halloween in their yard.
Yeah. Okay.
You had to do it now. It's you plug it in, blow it up now. You couldn't wait till next week.
So I agree with you that, don't like RPGs. We're not going to yell at people for playing them. Right? I just want to remind you, 4 years ago, we were bleaching our groceries. Okay? Let people put it up when they want to put it up, my guy.
I don't understand that reference. I don't understand the comparison.
I think when you hear it's the first day of fall, if you want to put up Halloween with all your stuff, go for it. Let them have their fun. It's one day. Maybe this is their favorite holiday. Maybe this is their Christmas.
That's fine. I understand that.
Uh-huh.
But then why don't you just do it all year long? Like, where's the line? You like it that much? Make your house a Halloween house. Paint it orange. Make it look like a pumpkin.
Some people do. It's called Spencer's.
Yeah. Halloween Town. Some of those places need to exist because like costumes and like dressing up as something needs to happen all year round. But there shouldn't be a Halloween store. There should be like a, dress up our us. Don't take that.
It's not about doing it year round. And I'm like on the fence with you. I don't disagree with you about waiting till after Thanksgiving for Christmas.
Yeah.
I kind of walk that line because when I cross that line, I'm all out. That's all I listen to. I don't listen to anything but Christmas music. So
and you do it after Thanksgiving.
I think I usually do it after Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you started now because you like it so much, you'd be oversaturated. You wouldn't like it so much.
Correct. But I don't know. This is oversaturated. This is after Thanksgiving. It's like a month and it's like a month and a week. It's actually, yeah.
I feel like I'm painting myself into a corner here because it's like I listen to Christmas music after Thanksgiving, but that's still in November technically.
Yeah.
But it's like the holiday season is kind of like a season.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't put Halloween in that season.
Spooky season.
Oh God.
That's spooky season.
I don't know. Maybe it's a pointless rant, but it's just one of those things I think like, let's just let's just stay in the lane and for the moment, like, it's like there's Christmas stuff in the stores now, it's like, come on, you guys.
That's fine. I guess my point is I don't think this argument has much validity because there's no Thanksgiving. It's the only thing because there's nothing. We got nothing between now, some kid's birthday.
We were just talking about before the podcast started about how older generations now, specifically older men, are like, technology is stupid.
Yeah.
It's dumb. They can't even make it work right. And it's like, no, you don't get it. You don't understand it. That doesn't mean it doesn't work right. It means you don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't want to become that guy. I don't want to become the old man that just complains about everything new because that's the way the world works.
But what's crazy
I'm terrified of that.
But what's crazy is as you get older, like I've noticed this with pretty much all old people, and I'm saying I'll do it too. I'm not going to pretend I won't. But you lose your kind of ability at subtlety. Old people have no subtlety, because they have to stare and process longer. So I just think you're going to be...
No filter, you mean? Like
it's partly no filter, but it's also like you're not being as, like I said, subtle as you think. My point is you're going to be like going for your walks with your dog one morning because the kids have moved out and you got to have some companion. And and you're gonna walk past the house on September 22nd that has Halloween stuff up, and the neighbor's gonna see you, and he's gonna see you're not gonna notice the neighbor.
He's gonna see me go up into the yard and unplug it.
He's not, but you're not gonna see him because you're old and you're on your porch and you're standing there for a long time shaking your head. It's too early, and then you keep walking, and then he's like, "You gonna pick up after your dog?"
I will never be that guy.
No, I won't either.
Never be that guy.
That's why I feel bad saying you'd be that guy. The dog one, not the rest of it.
I don't know, man. It's just one of those things. Like here's the thing. More of a rant that I don't get it. To each his own. I 100% believe in that. I would never knock on their door and be like, "That's too early. What are you doing? You're ruining the neighborhood." Like any of that. Like why?
I want to see you do that.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, I do.
I truly do fear that I would, against my current will and testament of who I may become in the future, an old man.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky enough to be an old man.
Yeah. That
I would become like some like begrudgingly old like curmudgeon that like is annoyed at the young world. Like because then why would I want to be an old man? You see what I'm saying? Like, why get to that point and like get cranky? So the only thing that makes my day is to be around my grandkids, and the rest of it's just a bunch of bullshit. No,
also to pat your wife's butt every time you walk by, and she goes, "Oh, don't be fresh." That's what it's for. That's what it's for, my guy. And then you wink at whoever's watching you.
Nah,
she still likes me.
She's not gonna like me if I'm like that.
You are wrong, my friend.
Then cash me out at 60.
I'm not saying an aggressive like, get me my tab, because I got to get back on the road. I'm talking about a gentle little bump.
Are we on the road at 60?
A little bump up at... I'm talking about like a trucker who's like at a diner and whacks a waitress on the behind. I'm talking about a gentle... God. I'm saying not that. I'm saying a nice little...
Gotcha.
Nice little pat. Good morning. Boop, boop. Nice little let you know I'm still interested. Still having fun here. Still like you. That's all good stuff. That and grandkids.
Hopefully we've learned our lesson by then. That is not the way to show that I'm still interested.
That's a way. That's a way. I didn't say it's the only way. Yeah. I don't say you ignore her.
It's not a great way.
To your Sudoku for the rest of the day. Obviously give her some of your
because I could figure out a Sudoku.
Fine. I don't know.
Come on.
I was going to say Little Jeopardy. Do you remember those little handheld like Game Boys, but they had one game on them? They were like Jeopardy. And it was like 4 buttons.
Oh, yeah.
One of those. That's what you were playing.
I'm going to unearth one of those ET cartridges and spend my time playing that. Let's get into our Dumb Dad moments.
Let's get into our Dumb Dad moments.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Go for it.
I have one that's like... I have one that's not a Dumb Dad moment because of all the Dumb Dad moments.
Okay.
And then I have a Dumb Dad moment. My daughter is very good about, knowing her body. She's a tough kid. She plays sports and falls down and gets up and gets back into it, all that stuff.
Likes to break her arm on important occasions.
So that's my point. The first time she broke her arm,
yeah.
She fell, hurt her arm, went and laid down, and then was back out and playing and like climbing things. And it was just like, oh, okay, you're fine.
Yeah. And you denied her health care. I remember that.
I denied her health care.
Yeah.
And then she the next day was like, we're going to the doctors.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. We went to the doctors, like broken arm. I was like, okay. And then
okay, note to self.
And then the same thing happened the second time she broke her arm. Like same thing. She's like, I want to go to the doctors. And it was just like, really? Okay. And I didn't see it happen. I saw it happen the first time. I didn't see it happen the second time she broke her arm. And it was one of the things we went and they're like broken. And we're like, man, like you just know yourself. That's impressive.
All that to say, let's not rain down on Kevin's parenting style here. It wasn't like she broke her bone and it was like snapped in half. And he's like, rub it, put some dirt on it.
No, because what you can do is the body, from what I understand, is the body makes glue on the inside. So if it's just hanging, you just kind of hold it there for 10 seconds.
Oh my God, let's not
and then it just holds there, and then the glue sits.
Makes glue. It's called Marrow, dumbass.
Yeah, that's Latin for glue. Look it up. What? Stupid. So recently, she
tastes great.
She bonged her nose, and
man,
at like the mall, and she got a little bloody nose about it.
Okay.
And then she just wasn't looking where she was going. But other than that, then she was fine. And then she was complaining like the next day or so about her nose. And I'm like looking at it, I'm like, there's no swelling. It doesn't look wild. You don't look like John Bernthal. He played the Punisher. He's got a broken nose.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
She's not Owen Wilson.
Not Owen Wilson. Great. That's even better.
Yeah.
But it was just like, it looks fine. Seems fine. You can breathe fine. You can take deep breaths in your nose, out your mouth. Just like, yeah, I was like, interesting. And then recently we went to Sky Zone because we're running out. We had the summer pass. Great thing to get.
Yeah.
And then the next day, not that day, the next day, she's
great thing to get for children who habitually break their own bones.
Because you got to teach them how to fall. If they're gonna fall, teach them.
Why isn't she skateboarding? Here's how to fall. Get on this rolling thing. You'll learn how to fall.
She did want to skateboard. I should encourage that again.
Yeah.
So the next day she was complaining about her leg hurting, but it was like not limping, nothing. And it was just like, so today she gets out of school, walks towards me normal and everything, but just looks sad. And she's like, I want to go to the doctors. And I was like, oh, okay, what's going on? And she's like, my leg hurts, my nose hurts. And I was like, the nose was like a week ago. Okay.
A week?
Yeah, it was like a week, maybe less than a week ago.
Yeah.
But it was like not that long ago. But it was like, still hurting you? She's like, yeah. I was like, okay. And went to the doctors. And it was one of those things like, let's take her to the doctors. She knows her body. She's been right in the past. But also in the back of your mind, you're going, this is dumb. because I know if you broke your nose, nobody's doing anything.
Well, I was going to say, like, credit to you. It's like, you broke your nose, they're going to be like,
congrats, it's broken.
I mean, if you shattered your nose, they might piece it back together and get it to like somewhat of a nose again. But ultimately,
that's what I mean. If it was like, as I told her, if it looked gnarly,
yeah,
you're breathing fine.
Yeah.
And then like her leg was hurting, but again, no swelling, not like broken arm, like with a buckle fracture. She knew and she had to go to the doctors. You're walking on a fracture. She's limping. You know what I mean? If it
but
happened,
she wasn't limping.
She wasn't limping. No swelling. Everything was fine. No mark on her. Like we don't even know what happened. I assume it happened at the trampoline park. We don't even know.
Yeah.
So we go to the doctors, and sure enough, it's just like yeah, man, she's fine. And I was like, no, I know. I know, but last time she said her arm hurt, and I was like, but I was in such a
suck it up, and then it was broken. So like you can kind of see the position I'm in here, Doc. I'm in a bit of a position here that I don't even know what to do anymore.
I was in such a grumpy mood going there.
Did you have to go to urgent care?
No, I called the doctors. I told my daughter, I was like, we might not be able to go till Friday because unlike your arm, I'm pretty sure you're fine. So we'll just take the next available appointment that's after school because we're not missing school. Yeah. And I called at like 1:30 as soon as they got out, and she was like, we can see you at 2:30. And I was like, ha! Okay.
Oh, so my afternoon's gone. Cool. Yeah. Cool.
Let's do that.
What about today was slow for you?
Anyway, she was fine. That's not my dumb dad moment, but it was funny because of all the dumb dad moments in the past of ignoring her, and I went there, and the doctor was like, she's fine. I was like, is her nose broken? Absolutely not. Great. Is her leg? She probably tweaked it.
So is there something going on where do you think there's any sort of manipulation kind of situation going on, or that she like
daughter?
Yeah, that she is kind of like wants attention or something or anything like that?
No, she's a tough kid. I think she legitimately, I mean, she got a bloody nose. She probably banged up her nose. Yeah. I even asked the daughter, I was like, so what's up with the nose? Septum's clear and stuff. She's like, septum's clear. She's like,
it's not deviated.
She goes, she got her
bell rung.
Rang her bell.
What'd she hit it on?
She walked into a wall. She was talking and wasn't looking. God. Yeah. And then I think the leg sprain.
But a bloody nose. I mean, that's
leg sprain was a sprain. Yeah. No, she's fine. Once she heard she was fine, she was like, great.
I mean, I'm not trying to call her out or anything, but kids find ways to either call attention or need something, and they don't know how to ask for it or whatever. I'm curious to know. Like, it's interesting that she said, "I got to go to the doctor. My leg hurts," and it's like you're not even limping. So, but it does hurt to walk on.
And she doesn't know, and she probably remembers her arm breaking, but you don't remember that pain because you're a kid. You just remember it hurt, and you're like, "Is my leg broken?" I remember it hurt to do things. This hurts to do. She doesn't understand sprains.
It could be growing. I mean, the nose is one thing. It could be just feels like sensitive. A week seems like a long time, but like, I mean, growing pains are a thing too, right? So, I mean, it literally could be growing pains.
Yeah, the doc said it wasn't that. I thought that too. It was just sprained. She's never sprained anything before, so as far as she knows, she knows it's broken, which is fair.
Boy, you'd be hard pressed to sprain something as a kid. I mean, there's like rubber bands in there.
I know. Yeah, she'll be fine tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now that we went to the doctor, I'll fine tomorrow.
Feel fantastic.
But I felt great because we were there, and although this is probably bad because now my daughter will never tell me she wants to go to the doctors, I was like, hey, while we're here, can we do flu shots?
How hilarious is that? So you got them done?
Yeah.
It's like, now you'll think twice about going to the doctor, won't you?
And I brought both kids, and my son was just like, wait, what?
Why am I being punished?
I didn't do anything. They use that, what is it called? Numbing spray that I still don't believe is real. I just think it's a can of I just think it's keyboard cleaner. And they just spray the kid's arm, and the kid's like, oh, that's cold. And they go,
yeah, that's exactly what it is, though. It makes it cold. It's the same thing that soccer players get.
I don't believe
Spray it so it's cold.
Yeah. I think it just makes it
doesn't make it numb. It just makes it cold.
I think it's just a game.
That's sure.
That's what
it is.
No.
That's what it is. You gotta get the kid to think of something else so you can poke a needle into their arm because that's fear.
Flick their eye. Right in the eye.
Oh, my eye!
And you're fine.
My eye! But you didn't notice you got a flu shot. You flicked my eye. I'm going to run you into the ground, you awful.
You can't catch me. Your depth perception's off now. Good luck catching me.
look him in the eye.
Bob and weave out of there.
So
that's something.
How did she do though? Because before she's had a history of like not doing great around needles.
No, she's fine. Ever since she's gotten the numbing spray, she's been fine. She gets a numbing spray.
So don't poo-poo the numbing spray because she's ran away before, and now you're like, oh, the numbing spray's bullshit.
She ran away on the vaccine because it wasn't her doctor's office.
Was it a needle?
Huh? No, it was because it wasn't her doctor's office. She didn't feel safe. We figured that out. She still got upset when we got the vaccine.
Oh, because it was in a garage, and it was some guy you met on Craigslist.
Yeah, I got a free lamp, though. $800 of that COVID vaccine and a lamp? That's a good deal.
Come on. That's a deal. Here's my dumb dad moment. My dumb dad moment is brought to you by trying to be a good guy.
Oh, boy. We'll be the judge of that. Let's hear it.
Yeah, you will. You ready for it? Little side story. You know who Pharrell Williams is?
The guy who does all the music for the Despicable Me movies?
Yeah. He's from Nerd, and he's like, he doesn't age and all this stuff. So what's funny, a little funny side note, is like the next Lego movie that's coming out is like about his life. Like how he became to who he is. It's like the next Lego movie.
How did Lego already run out of ideas?
I don't know.
Okay.
When I heard that, I thought like, oh, that's a kind of a funny way to like tease an album or something. But no. It's a film all about like finding yourself and like, which is a cool idea, but it was just like, whoa, that's crazy that they like went that far into like, yeah, let's tell that guy's story.
Is Batman going to be in it?
I mean, Pharrell Williams is awesome. So I don't really discount the idea. I just thought it was interesting.
I just want to know if Lego Batman's going to be in it.
He's
kind of the best part of the Lego movies.
I hope so. I really hope he is.
I haven't seen Ninjago for that reason.
Because they know he's not in there.
I know he's not in there, even though he's a ninja.
So Pharrell Williams, he released Lego released like a new Lego set that's a rocket ship.
There you go. Oh yeah, with like the rainbow trail.
Yeah, it's kind of like a rainbow trail coming out of a rocket ship, and it's got kind of like it's got an effect to it where it's like if you set it down on the table, it's coming out at an angle where it's like, oh, how's that? I mean, it a little bit looks like how is that standing up, like that kind of thing. I thought it was really cool, and I showed it to my wife, and she was like, "That's amazing. You should order that." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I mean, I really kind of liked it, but I was like, I don't know. I have like 4 Lego sets in the garage that I haven't even got around to building yet, so it was one of those things like, I mean, put one together before you order more kind of thing. But she was like, I do really like that. So I was like, okay, well, sure, I'll order that. Then we went on the website, and then one of the things that my wife and I have been doing is like a tradition we have that we've kind of established with our kids is that once a year, probably for the last like 5 years, Lego will release like a little winter. They have like a holiday line that comes out. Yeah. And one of their things that come out will be like a little house. Looks sometimes like a cottage or like a little house or something like that has like snow on top or whatever. And we thought that'd be fun if we started a tradition of like getting whichever one comes out each year and then building it as a family. And then eventually we'll have like kind of like a little village that we put out like for decoration, around Christmas time. So as I went on the website and I was just showing
After Thanksgiving.
So I showed it to her. She was like, hey, see if they have a holiday set that came out. And I was like, oh, okay. So we look and like, sure enough, they had released their holiday stuff. She's like, I really like that little log cabin thing that they came out with. I was like, okay, so let's get the log cabin thing and the spaceship and we'll order it. So it'll come now, and even the rocket ship Pharrell Williams things was actually wasn't even out yet. It was like pre-order. So it was like, okay, well, we'll order the holiday set and then we'll build it this holiday. And then the rocket, the rocket ship thing, like Pharrell Williams thing, we'll pre-order it, and that's cool. So you order everything, and then like 4 days later, not even that long, the holiday set comes, and then like a week and a half later, I get like a shipment notification, like the rocket ship, Pharrell Williams thing, like is being shipped, and I was like, oh, cool, it was already released, it's on our way, and then so I get like the shipping notification, right? Mm-hmm. And then like 3 days later, I get this email from Lego that was like, there's a problem with your payment. Like it was declined. Your card was declined for for this amount of money. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And nowadays it's so hard to tell, like you really got to like, who's the email from? Mm-hmm. Is it like a bunch of characters at something.com or is it like from Lego.com? Like you got to really kind of make sure so I'm not just clicking on something and sending my money to whoever else. Yeah. So, but I click on it and it's like, it seems legit. And I'm like, well, that's really weird because I got the shipment notification. But usually if you order something like that, they usually don't charge you companies until like it's shipped. Mm-hmm. But it said it was shipped and it had a tracking number and I had a day that it was supposed to be delivered. And so I was like, oh man, I'll look into that tomorrow. That seems weird. So the next day I go on and I'm like, I'll figure this out because I don't want to, Yeah. So I double check like, oh, this thing is out for delivery. Like legit through FedEx or whoever it was is out for delivery today.
Yeah.
Yet Lego's telling me there's a problem with the payment on it. And I was like,
you didn't check your credit card to
this
see
is
if
so
it went
weird.
through?
It did not go through.
Okay.
There was a charge for the first set that we ordered.
Uh-huh.
But we never were charged by Lego for the total amount of the two, like adding them together.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, well, we never charged for that. But it says it can be delivered today. So I like go online, I log into my Lego account, and I confirm like, yeah, here's your orders. One has confirmed delivered. One is like been ordered. Here's the tracking number. Still, again, delivered today. And I was like, that's so weird. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just call. So I call Lego. I get a hold of this lady, and I'm like, okay, so I ordered these 2 items. One I have already received. One is supposed to be here today. She's like, yeah, it is supposed to be there today. I go, okay, so I also have this information here saying that like my credit card was declined for a certain payment. She's like, yeah, it did. The payment didn't go through for the second set. And I was like, right. So just to confirm, that's going to be at my house today. She's like, yeah. And I was like, okay.
You just trust me to be a good guy?
This is like literally what happened. I was like, okay, so I guess, well, then I owe you guys some money. She's like, okay, yeah, okay, let me go check in. Yeah. We'll process the payment now. I was like, okay. So I like go get my credit card, and I like, she, gets to the point where she's like, okay, I'm ready. And I read her my credit card number. And then she's like, okay, you should be all set. And like, she didn't say anything about the fact that like, I was about to get this set for free.
Yeah.
So I was like, and I even kind of like halfway mentioned, I was like,
yeah, because you wanted to get that confirmation.
Yeah, but I was like, I was just so confused by the whole situation because I was like, she didn't say anything like, thank you so much for calling. We really appreciate that. Nothing. It was just like, okay, let me just go ahead and get that processed, as if it was all assumed.
She was just like, oh my God, thank you so much for this. I mean, we've been nominated for an Oscar, but we really appreciate you doing this.
Well, it was just like, I was talking to my wife about this. She's like, this is kind of your dumb dad moment. And I was like, for being a good guy? She's like, yeah, because you could have got a, now she didn't encourage this, but she's like, you could have got a Lego set for just free.
She implied.
You could have got it for free. And I was like, right. But I mean, the response is like, yeah, but who would do that? But I know the answer to that. Everyone.
It's also a bad idea because...
What's the percentage of people that would notice that, figure it out, and be like, we'll see if it comes today. Oh, it came. Well, not my fault. What's the percentage out of 100?
Everyone but you.
No, don't do that. Over 50, isn't it?
Yeah, most things are over 50, but yeah.
So it's called 50-50.
The worst exam number.
Is it over 75?
I think it's like...
Careful.
86.1.
86% of the people you think.
Yeah, 0.1.
That's kind of my point. 86% of people you think would be like, well, it's not my fault. I guess I got it for free. But I was like, nah, that's not cool. I'm going to call him,
it's called their P&L report. It's a profit and loss. Wow.
And personally, it's a karma report, and it will come back to you.
So anyway, credit karma.
Yeah, credit karma. Anyway, I thought it was funny. It was like, and I kind of said it again. I was like, well, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that everything was straight between us because I didn't want to accidentally get this thing for free. She's like, yeah, anything else I can help you with today? Like, it was like never addressed that it was like, I owed you money and I called you to give it to you. And she was just like,
Lego gets its money.
We have $6 billion. What are we talking about?
Lego gets its money.
I know, but it was still like,
yeah.
What is happening right now?
I don't think it's too much. I don't think it's a dumb dad moment.
Anyway, I felt better about doing it, but it was just hilarious. And it was like, why? What? Why'd you ship it? Why'd you ship it to me?
I think you're fine. I don't think you're a dumb dad for it.
I guess not a dumb dad moment, but it was more like, just like, it was just confusing. It was a little confusing. And then when I called to do it, there was the funniest part was there was no like, thanks, we really appreciate it because it was our mistake. It was none of that. It was just like, thanks for, okay, anything else? It's like,
bye.
No, I owed you like more than $100.
We're in the middle of a Pharrell Williams movie right now. I don't have time for you. I'll do my actual dumb dad moment real quick.
We got a couple to read.
Yeah, we got to read a couple. So on the PTA, on the fundraising chair, it's nice that I'm not the president because I don't have to like do the meetings. I don't have to like meet. I just have to like, we already figured out the schedule last year of what we're doing. I just literally need to be on top of the paperwork. That's all I have to do. And I've been, if I may, I've been money. I'm like 2-3 months ahead on most stuff because you have to be because the district's terrible.
Yeah.
So I'm actually kind of right on time. And I've just been filling them out. We have restaurant night once a month, filling those out. And then we did one this month. It was Panda Express. Shout out Panda. And and I did Panda Express, and it was like went into the website, and my wife and I. It's funny. I'm
not shouting out Panda Express.
I'll make a good example. I like
Express defines how long it's inside your body. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Move on.
That's pretty good. I will say like I don't love chatting with people that are like,
well, then what are we even doing here, my man?
We don't even send these out.
I pretend you're not here.
Well, you know what I mean? Like to call people like, hi, my name is Kevin. And I'm
cold
calling after
awful
to see if you guys want to
awful.
School.
Cold calling is awful.
Because every time the people talk like they've never gotten this phone call before. Who are you with? Let me get my manager. I was like, yeah, I didn't think I was going to settle this with you. So
your 20-hour a week shift they're giving you over there.
So what I like to do is I like to go on their websites that have them and just sign up.
Sure.
And just like, and they go, you're approved. What day do you want it? This day? Approved or declined? Can't do that day, whatever. So I do Panda Express. Which location? This one is, we suggest this one. Great. We'll do that one. Boom, 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 boom. Because they're like, where do you live? Here. Or where's the school? Here. This is the location. Great. Did all the stuff. Sent it out. You're approved. Sent out the flyers. Made the flyers. Gave them to this school. They sent them out to all the students. I made, I wrote like a message. And then on the day, it was like all day fundraisers from like open to close, which is cool. Went to Panda, got our lunch. My wife and I, when we do those, we eat twice. So on the days where it's like a fundraiser, we'll do all day because usually it can sometimes be like a 3-4 hour block. We'll do lunch
to visit the restaurant.
Yeah. We'll do lunch and dinner. We're like, let's support the school, so
yeah.
we do lunch and dinner. So I went there for lunch, and I just got my wife and I something because kids are still at school. So we go there, do it. I'm checking out, and I was like,
your son's not a broccoli beef guy?
Oh, he is I guess what I call him. That's his nickname. He wakes up in the morning,
BB
comes out of his room. I'm like, what's up, broccoli beef?
That voice.
Broccoli beef. And I walk in, I order our food. Anything else? Do you guys want something to drink? And I was about to order fountain drinks. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, just to let you know, this is for our school. Insert school name here. Won't say on podcast.
Yeah.
And they go, huh?
Piggly Wigglies.
And they go, huh? And I was like, we have a fundraiser today? And they were like, oh, we have a fundraiser today? And I was like, that's okay. I'm maybe I'm one of the first people here today because I am here for lunch. So I like pulled up my phone, showed them the flyer, and I was like, this is the flyer. This is for today. And I checked. I was like, is it today? It's today. Great. It's today. And she looks and she's like, oh, yeah. I went to her manager. She's like, we got a fundraiser today. And the manager's like, what? She's like, yeah, he's got a flyer and everything. And I was like, yep. And the manager walks over and looks at it and goes, you're at the wrong location.
Oh! You're the one that set it up.
So I set it up. And here's what's even worse. Is I was like, I'm pretty sure this is the Panda.
Did you already pay for it?
No, but then I was like, I have to pay for it. I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to pay for it. We just got way more food than we needed at dinner. But
you had Panda Express twice?
I always have Panda Express twice.
In a day?
Yeah. On the fundraiser days. That's what I said. When it's all day, we go for lunch and dinner.
Even if it's at McDonald's, whatever. How do you
McDonald's
sleep?
McDonald's doesn't do all day. McDonald's only does like 2-3 hour blocks.
Oh.
So I go, okay. I won't be getting the fountain soda. Pay for the food, go home, tell my wife. I was like, oh, that's my dumb dad moment. And then
Oh my God.
And then I look at all the material that's gone out, and all the material has the correct, because I generated it on their website, has all the correct information. I just was an autopilot because that's where we went to Panda.
You just assumed it was the corporate level of Panda Express.
No,
was going to give you 20% of their profits.
No, but here's where it was dumb.
By the way, we're putting in a pool at the school.
Here's where it was a little dumb. The website said, where's the school? I inserted the address. They go, this is the location we should do it at. And I go, let us do it there. That wasn't the closest location. The one that I went to was about a half mile closer. So I made the right choice. And here's what's even worse. The one I went to by accident was the one where we had a fundraiser there last year. So then I was like, okay, we might be in some trouble here. So like I texted the PTA president who speaks Spanish, and I was like, I'm going to send you a message. I need you to translate it to Spanish right now. And she's like, got it. And the message was like, hey guys, this is the PTA. Just reminding you, we have a fundraiser at Panda Express tonight. Reminder, it's located at...
Well, I will say this.
I put the address and I go, it might be different than the Panda Express you're used to. It is on this location in this town. Okay? Hope to see you there. Please enjoy your dinner. Blah, blah, blah. We sent that out right away.
But they already had the flyer, right? Which had the address on it?
Yes.
The correct address?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I sent out that aggressive message that was translated to English and Spanish. And then the next day, one of the moms in the PTA who also works at the school was like, hey, guys, good morning. I was like, morning. She goes, at least 2 parents have come up to me this morning saying they went to the wrong Panda yesterday. And I was like, actually, it's 3.
That's on them.
It is.
It's on you for going to the wrong one. It's on them for going to the wrong one. And the reason I say that is because we do a restaurant night at McDonald's like 3 times a year at our school. And there's like 3 McDonald's between the school and the one that has been supporting our school for a long time. It's at the same one every time, so it's well established that that's the one, but it's not the closest one by a lot.
That's why, though. It's not that it's the closest. It was the established one because we did that one last year.
The same one, so you were consistent.
Mm-hmm. But the website...
I'm saying, like...
I'll defend myself a little bit saying the website failed me, being like, do it at this one. And I wasn't thinking. I was just going, you're obviously going to the closest one, which I assume is that one. I just was like, yeah, let's keep this going. I screwed up. It's fine.
I mean, that's hilarious. That's hilarious that, like... I mean, that's the thing. If the address is on there, then like...
Yeah, nobody can...
If somebody goes to the wrong one after getting the flyer, that's on them. The funniest part is that you went to the wrong one when you're the one that established it. Mm-hmm. That's great.
Yeah, that's why it's a dumb demo.
Although you did go to the right one.
No, I went to the wrong one again. I went to a different one. No, I didn't.
Went to Costa Mesa.
I went to Sharky's. I don't even know why. All right, let's read some dumb...
We're going to read some dumb dad moments or dumb parenting moments. This is... so I'm going to read one from Quentin. Okay. It goes like this. It says, hi, guys. This dumb dad moment is brought to you by hollowed out baby dolls.
Hate it already.
Anyway, so I sell cocaine. I'm just kidding. I have a 2-year-old daughter. During our nightly bath time battle, we have had to find some creative ways to rinse the hair. It's been an issue, which I think if you ever, I mean, it was an issue for a while with us too. It's like the kids don't like getting the water in the eyes and everything. It's a learning situation to get like their head dunking and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. Swimming lessons probably are a big part of that too. Because once they hit swimming lessons, it's like, where are my goggles? And then there are goggles in the bathwater. Anyway, they continue. Our solution for the moment is to bring a baby doll into the bath so we can wash the baby doll and then wash our daughter.
Smart.
Good example. Yeah, smart. It has a 50% success rate. You're right. Everything is 50%, Kevin.
Told you.
It's all right there. At the time of this writing, so in this game of parenting, a massive success. That's hilarious. You consider 50-50 parenting a massive success?
In baseball, it's a massive success.
No one's done it, really.
Yeah.
Well, this baby doll that we chose is a cheap, hollow plastic one that we got at a garage sale. I feel like I already know where this is going. Mm-hmm. Right?
There's going to be spiders inside.
This baby has a small hole in its butt /bald Barbie and Ken parts area that allows water inside of it. I don't want to read that sentence again. So that also allows for it to, quote, pee out of the hole. What's happening? We thought that would be great for potty training. Mm-hmm. Probably not wrong there. Showing water coming out, explaining that as it's peeing. Here's the dumb dad moment number 1. Okay. She now thinks we all pee into the bath during bath. Hindsight 2020. I feel like I should have seen that coming.
Yeah, I feel like it was going to happen anyway. But sure.
Probably. But like, I don't know. They were probably doing it before then anyway, if we're being honest. Then the second problem. The baby doll is totally hollowed out. Arms, legs, head, all of it. Okay. Water's getting trapped in there. Do you see where we're going now?
Yeah, I saw The Last of Us.
Yeah. That's what I thought at first. It's not a bath toy, so no blame to the manufacturers, but I can hear some water trapped in it, which means it's going to get moldy. Yeah. Exactly. Well, during one of our bath times, while I'm zoning out for a bit, I start to play with this baby doll, and I realize, the legs just pop off. So I pop the legs off and clean it out. Then I pull the arms off too and clean it out. Hopefully the kid's not watching. Next up, the head comes off as well. Clean that out. Here's what I don't realize. My daughter is sitting there watching in absolute horror as I slowly dismantle this lifelike baby doll we are using for examples of what she's doing in the bath. I can only imagine her little brain starting to think, my dad's about to pull my legs, arms, and head off to get me dry from my bath. So after some crying, I'll assume from the kid, I put the doll back together. Soothe her back to a comfortable stage where she doesn't think I'm going to do a medieval torture practice on her.
And so she washes those pits.
All good now. She did ask for mommy to do her bath today, though.
It's a good call.
Great to meet you guys in Chicago.
Oh, how
about that? Met you in Chicago. That's amazing. Thank you for coming to our show.
Thanks for coming.
And if anybody's getting inspired by this in LA, come to our LA show on October 2nd. Amazing show. Cheers, you guys. We really appreciate that. Thank you, Quentin Flora from Valparaiso, Indiana. Hopefully I got that right.
Man, thanks for writing that in.
Thank you for writing that in. Thank you for coming to our live show in Chicago. That's amazing. And thank you for sticking around to say hello. We love to do that. It was super fun when we were on a tour to do our live show and then stick around and say hi to people, because it was like everything we said and all the things that we say in our videos and our podcasts and everything, people were like, yes, we're living all the same life. And that felt like we were so justified in all the stuff we were talking about. So it was nice to meet you, and thank you for sending that in. That's amazing.
Thank you.
And it is in a very subtle way to show your daughter that if you don't do what you're told, I will just pull you apart.
Just pull you apart.
Like a hollowed out baby doll. Thank you for sending that in.
Thank you for sending that in. I'm going to read one. It's not a dumb parent moment, but it's from Liz, who's been a follower of ours for a while. And this is an old submission back from January that I found. I dug it up. I'm trying to dig up the old parenting moments because I know some of you guys have written some in and we haven't gotten around to them. We're going to try now. But I remember she told us she had some embarrassing yogurt story when she was a kid. So, yeah, you got to read it. So Liz writes, hey, guys. So my yogurt story. Bear in mind, I'm old. In 1971, was she born? No, she was in third grade.
Third grade in 71. Okay.
I was on a field trip to a dairy farm. I lived in San Francisco at the time. We moved a lot. It was an alternative school. Presidio Hill Open Air School.
Oh.
Wow. Very hippie vibe. So the bus was really a van owned by one of the teachers. There was probably 12 kids piled in the back, some on the floor, including me. Seatbelts, piffle. Love it. What's crazy is that's not insane. As a kid who went to school in the 90s,
I was just gonna say that. I don't know. I went to school in the 90s. I didn't have a seatbelt either.
It was in Marin County, super hot. So the dairy farm itself was pretty pungent. We ate our lunches on the way up and put all the trash in a small garbage can in the van. Finally, heading back after a weird visit, I reclaimed my seat on the floor, and at a sudden stop, the garbage can fell on my head, and a barrage of mostly empty yogurt cups, heated from the day, rained down upon me.
Oh, no.
Not quite a Carrie situation, but highly unpleasant. To this day,
it wasn't strawberry Jell-O.
No, or pig's blood. To this day, I avoid yogurt at all costs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a gold mine of field trip tales out there that could fit your bill.
Oh, man. Send them in.
Yeah. Thanks for listening and all your really great content. Keep it on, and cheers to a successful and fun 2024 full of coffee and no sleep. Liz, back in January. Thanks for writing in, Liz.
Liz, that's amazing.
If you guys have some dumb parent submissions, guys, write them in. dumbdadpod@gmail.com, or you can DM us on Instagram. We're at the Dumb Dads across all platforms. Please rate and review this podcast on Apple Podcasts. Helps get the word out there for people. We really appreciate the reviews. Right. Thanks to Everdo on SoundCloud for the music for this podcast, and as always, to my incredible wife Annie for editing this podcast. Evan, you have a joke too?
I got a joke for you.
Yeah.
We went live before the podcast to advertise our live show. If you're in the LA area, come see us on October 2nd at Dynasty Typewriter. Ticket information in the show notes. And somebody gave us a joke. And I know you know the answer, but I think this is a pretty good joke.
Yeah.
You can use this. Ready? Here it goes. How many tickles does it take to make an octopus laugh?
10 tickles.
10 tickles. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good. I bet it'll make your kids laugh, so you can use that one.
Use that one.
Anyway, thanks for listening to the show. We'll catch you next week.
Catch you next week. Okay.
Bye.
Welcome to the world, little one. Welcome to life.
How do I stop this?
The Dumb Dad Podcast is proudly presented by Bet Online.